Hello and welcome back to Feed the Beast Tutorials, your one-stop guide to learning how to feed the beast. I am Gary Reaver. This time I'm taking a look at the Damage Indicators mod. What this does is add a little GUI in the top left corner, showing some information about any mob at which you look. As you can see here, the mob is identified as a villager, and it shows a little 3D rendering in a box. Note that this image is mob-specific, as shown by this differently skinned villager's image. It's also worth knowing that if a mob has been named, for example by using its spawn egg on an anvil, it is this new name that will appear in the GUI, as shown by Ivan Darren Kennedy here. Along with the name and picture, Damage Indicators also gives you both the mob's current and maximum health, bearing in mind that 1 heart is worth 2 HP, as well as the type of mob. In this case, the little box below the image shows a green helmet, Damage Indicator's symbol for an NPC. Other types are undead, shown by a red skull, insects, shown by a red spider, witches, shown by a red helmet, other hostiles, shown by a red paw print, and passives, shown by a green paw print. Special cases worth noting are the Enderman, which appears with a red paw whether it is currently hostile or not, and the wolf, which always shows the green paw whether it is hostile, wild, or tamed. In addition, utility mobs, such as the snow golem, which are generally considered to be a different type of mob, show the green paw print. In multiplayer, other players show the green helmet. Damage Indicators also works with most mod-added mobs, such as this Biomes of Plenty Phantom, despite it not having any visible body. On top of just showing the mob's health and type, Damage Indicators also shows any status effects on the mob in question, as well as how long they last. It does not, however, show when a mob is on fire. As shown here, Damage Indicators adds a little visual indicator of damage in the form of a little number flying off of the victim. This number will show however much damage the mob is receiving, but will never show more damage than they can suffer. What I mean is that when a mob takes more damage in one go than it has health, DI will only show it taking enough to kill it, like that. Just as it shows damage with an orange number, regeneration is visualized as a green number instead. To access the DI options, the default key is period. This can be changed in the controls menu, listed as Damage Indic Reposition Mob Portrait. In the options menu, you can drag the GUI anywhere on the screen that you'd like, as well as change a few settings. First of all is Alternate Render Method, but I was unable to find out what this does. It is, by default, off. Next you can choose to enable or disable the indicator entirely. Turning this off will remove the GUI and grey out the next option until it is re-enabled. Next is Enable Potion Effects. This decides whether information about status effects appears on the GUI. Enable Pop-Offs decides whether damage and regeneration visuals appear or not. The GUI scale dictates the size of the indicator and can be set to any whole number between 0 and 200 inclusively. The effect of changing this is immediately apparent. Next you can change the colours of the damage and regeneration numbers using our pop-out colour chart. If you click the chart but want to keep your exact colour, you can exit the menu by pressing Escape or by hitting the X in the top right corner. There is also the option at the bottom for high compatibility rendering, but again I couldn't find out what this means. The final basic option is a choice of skins for the GUI. By default there are 7 options, but only 4 are different. There is the unskinned, which makes the GUI translucent and basic. There is clean, which is the default. There is WoW-like, which emulates the style of World of Warcraft. And there is minimal, which removes the mob image. You can also find user-made skins on Damage Indicators forum posts, linked in the description. From the options menu, there is a button marked Advanced in the bottom right corner. This takes you to a list of every mob with which DI works. From here you can tweak individual mob-specific settings, such as its scale and exact positioning within the portrait. There is also the option to change the name that appears for every mob of one type, and whether baby versions have a prefix specifying as such. Note that if you override a mob's name, it appears in the GUI in italics, just like renamed items. You can also choose to ignore certain mobs, not showing any information for them. The list includes a search bar in the top left, and searches by full class names instead of superficial overridden ones. This is very useful should you rename a mob and wish to undo it. To remove an overridden name, simply delete all the text in the space and click Save. To exit this menu, press Escape. Thank you for watching. If you have any requests, please leave me a YouTube comment and I shall endeavour to take a crack at it. Also, I will be starting Binding of Isaac tutorials shortly, so if there's anything specific you'd like me to cover for that, please let me know. Catch you later.